I walked into the most exclusive event in the luxury world wearing a $20,000 tuxedo and a wire. In the room were 50 criminals who'd use my father's company to launder billions. By midnight, they'd all be in handcuffs. My name is Julian Cole, and this is the night I became the weapon my father trained me to be. The annual Luxury Industry Gala, held at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Black tie. Invitation only. Every major player in luxury goods attends. Designers, dealers, collectors, CEOs. And according to CIA intelligence, at least 50 members of Volkov's money laundering network. Remember, Frank briefed me that morning. You're the distraction. The prodigal son making his grand return. Daniel will work the room quietly, confirming identities. We need you loud. Loud I can do, I said, adjusting my bow tie. Daniel walked in, already dressed. He looked perfect, like he'd been born in a tuxedo. How are you feeling? He asked. Terrified, I admitted. Good, Daniel said. Fear keeps you sharp. Just stick to the plan. The plan was simple. I arrive late, make an entrance, draw all attention to myself. While everyone's watching the disgraced heir's comeback, Daniel and undercover agents identify targets. At precisely 10 p.m., FBI raids the gala. Clean. Surgical. No one escapes. What about Volkov? I asked. He's too smart to come himself, Frank said. But his daughter will be there. Katrina. The one who accessed your phone in Dubai. My jaw tightened. Good. I have questions for her. The Met at night was stunning. Red carpet. Photographers. Everyone who mattered in luxury fashion watches jewelry. I stepped out of the car at 8:47 p.m. 13 minutes late. Perfectly calculated. Camera flashes exploded. Julian Cole. Is it true you were arrested? Julian, are you back at Cole Industries? Where have you been for the past 2 weeks? I smiled. Didn't answer. Just walked up the steps like I owned them. Inside, the gala was everything you'd expect. Champagne fountains. String quartet. $1,000,000 dresses and watches. And somewhere in this crowd, killers. Daniel was already there, talking to a group near the bar. He caught my eye briefly. Nodded. Phase 1 complete. I grabbed champagne from a passing waiter and scanned the room. Catherine Zhou was posing as a jewelry dealer. 2 other CIA agents I recognized were dressed as waiters. Everything was in place. Julian Cole. A woman's voice. I turned. Katrina Volkov. She looked exactly like her photos. Beautiful, cold, dangerous. Katrina, I said. Wasn't expecting to see you here. Weren't you? She smiled. I heard about Richard's arrest. Very dramatic. My father is disappointed. Your father ordered my father's murder, I said quietly. I don't really care about his feelings. Careful, Katrina warned. This room is full of people who care very much about my father's feelings. Is that a threat? It's a fact, she said. You've made a lot of enemies, Julian. Walking in here tonight was either very brave or very stupid. Why not both? I said, raising my glass. She studied me. You're different. Less broken than before. Turns out being framed for crimes I didn't commit was clarifying, I said. Really helps you focus on what matters. Your brother seems to be enjoying himself, Katrina said, nodding toward Daniel. He was laughing with a group of European dealers, playing his role perfectly. Daniel always lands on his feet, I said. Must be genetic. You know what I think? Katrina moved closer. I think you're here for revenge. I think you want to hurt my father for what happened to yours. What I want, I said carefully, is justice. There's no justice in our world, Katrina said. Only power. Your father understood that. Eventually. Before I could respond, someone tapped a microphone. The room quieted. A man walked onto the small stage. I recognized him from Frank's briefings. Marcus Chun, no relation to my friend, head of the International Luxury Goods Association. And according to intelligence, Volkov's primary facilitator. Welcome everyone, Marcus Chun said. Tonight we celebrate another extraordinary year in luxury. Record sales, expanding markets, unprecedented growth. The crowd applauded politely. But we also remember those we've lost, Chun continued. His eyes found me in the crowd. Marcus Cole was a titan of our industry. His death left a void we're all still adjusting to. More applause. Murmurs of agreement. I felt sick. These people were honoring my father while using his company to commit crimes. I'd like to invite Marcus's sons to say a few words, Chin said. Julian and Daniel Cole. This wasn't part of the plan. I looked at Daniel. He looked at Frank, who was dressed as security. Frank nodded slightly. Go with it. Daniel and I walked to the stage together. 300 pairs of eyes watching. Thank you, Daniel said into the microphone. Our father loved this industry. Loved the craftsmanship, the history, the art of creating something beautiful and lasting. He also believed in integrity, I added, taking the mic, in doing business the right way. Honestly. Legally. The The room shifted. People exchanging glances. Which is why, I continued, he spent the last 6 months of his life investigating corruption in the luxury goods trade. Money laundering, tax evasion, criminal enterprises hiding behind legitimate businesses. The temperature in the room dropped 20 degrees. Julian, Daniel said quietly, playing his part. Not the time. It's exactly the time, I said. Because everyone in this room needs to know. My father didn't die of a heart attack. He was murdered. Poisoned by someone he trusted. Someone who was working for criminals. Chaos. People standing, talking, moving toward exits. And the reason he was killed, I said louder, was because he discovered something. A network. Using luxury goods to move dirty money across borders. Oligarchs, dealers, facilitators. All hiding in plain sight. Marcus Chun tried to take the microphone. Julian, you're clearly still dealing with grief. I'm dealing with evidence, I interrupted. Video footage, financial records, testimony. My father documented everything. And tonight, everyone involved is going to be held accountable. I nodded to Frank. This was it. FBI agents poured into the Gala. 20, 30, 40 of them. Doors slamming shut. Exits blocked. FBI. Nobody move. People screamed. Ran anyway. Agents grabbed specific targets, pulling them from the crowd. Marcus Chun tried to slip away backstage. 2 agents tackled him. Katrina Volkov didn't run. Just stood there, watching me with cold calculation. You're making a mistake, she said. The only mistake, I replied, was coming here tonight. An agent cuffed her. Read her rights. She smiled the whole time. My father will hear about this. I'm counting on it, I said. Daniel appeared next to me. Good speech. Very dramatic. Learn from the best, I said. How many did we get? 47 confirmed arrests, Daniel said. 3 got away in the initial chaos. We'll get them. Around us, the Gala had turned into a crime scene. Luxury industry elite in handcuffs. Photographers locked outside, but I could hear them shouting questions. This would be international news by morning. There's someone you need to see, Frank said, walking over. We found him trying to leave through the service entrance. They brought over a man in his 60s. Expensive suit. Terrified expression. I didn't recognize him. Who is this? Viktor Petrov, Frank said. Volkov's accountant. He's been running the financial side of the operation for 15 years. They put Viktor in a side room. Me, Daniel, and Frank. I want immunity, Viktor said immediately. I'll tell you everything, but I need protection. Why would we give you immunity? I asked. Because I know where the money is, Viktor said. All of it. Every account, every shell company, every penny that moved through coal industries. I can give you access to everything. Daniel and Frank exchanged looks. How much are we talking about? Daniel asked. $18 billion, Viktor said. Laundered through luxury goods over the past 12 years. I felt dizzy. 18 billion. Through my father's company. Marcus didn't know, Viktor added quickly. Not at first. We were careful. Small amounts, legitimate-looking transactions. By the time he figured it out, the operation was too big. Too many people involved. So you killed him, I said. I didn't kill anyone, Viktor protested. That was Richard's decision. Volkov wanted Marcus scared, compromised. Richard decided death was simpler. Tell us about Volkov, Frank said. Where is he? Moscow. Always Moscow. He never travels to the US. Too risky. Then how do we get to him? Viktor smiled slightly. You already did. You arrested his daughter. Volkov loves exactly one person in this world, Katrina. He'll come for her. Frank leaned back. He'll send people. No, Viktor said. He'll come himself. Because if Katrina talks, if she makes a deal with the FBI, she'll expose everything. Including things Volkov has kept hidden from his own people. He can't risk that. He'll come. When? Daniel asked. Soon, Viktor said. Days maybe. And when he does, he'll bring an army. I looked at Frank. Are we ready for that? We will be, Frank said. He turned to Viktor. You get your immunity. But you work for us now. Every detail. Every name. Everything. Viktor nodded quickly. Whatever you need. By midnight, the Gala site was a federal crime scene. 47 arrests. Billions in assets frozen. The luxury industry was in chaos. I stood outside on the museum steps, watching police cars and FBI vans. Media helicopters circling overhead. Daniel joined me. Hell of a party. Dad would have loved it, I said. Dramatic, expensive, everyone talking about it. He'd be proud, Daniel said quietly. Of you. Of us. We finished what he started. Not yet, I said. Volkov's still out there. He'll come, Daniel said. And we'll be ready. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You killed my daughter's future. I'm coming for yours. DV, I showed it to Daniel. That was fast. Volkov doesn't waste time, Daniel said. Neither do we. Frank's already setting up protection protocols. I don't want protection, I said. I want to end this. Permanently. Julian, he killed our father, I interrupted. Had him poisoned like a rat. I want to look him in the eye when we take him down. Daniel studied me for a moment. You've changed. Not the same person who crashed cars and partied for photos. Turns out almost dying several times changes your priorities, I said. Who knew? We stood there in silence, watching the chaos we'd created. Then Daniel's phone rang. He answered, listened, his face going pale. What? I asked. That was Frank, Daniel said. They're processing Katrina. Running her fingerprints. They got a hit on something unexpected. What kind of hit? Murder, Daniel said. In London. 3 weeks ago. The MI6 analyst who disappeared. They found her body yesterday. Katrina's prints were all over the scene. My stomach dropped. Diana. You knew her. She was supposed to help me, I said. Turned out she was working for Volkov. But Frank said she was in MI6 custody. She was, Daniel confirmed. Until someone broke her out. Tortured her for information about the operation. Then killed her. Katrina, I said. She came to London for me. To find out what I knew. And killed Diana when she was done with her, Daniel finished. This just became a murder case. International. FBI, CIA, and MI6 all want Katrina now. We went back inside to the FBI command center they'd set up. Katrina was in an interrogation room, still handcuffed. Still smiling. Frank was questioning her, but she wasn't talking. Let me try, I said. Frank looked doubtful but stepped aside. I sat across from Katrina. Up close, I could see she was younger than I'd thought. Maybe 25. They say you killed someone in London, I said. Diana. Prove it, Katrina replied. They have your fingerprints at the scene. Fingerprints can be planted. Evidence can be fabricated. You should know that better than anyone, Julian. Why did you kill her? I asked. Because she betrayed my father, Katrina said simply. She took his money, promised loyalty, then sold information to MI6. Betrayal has consequences. So does murder. In my world, Katrina said, leaning forward, murder is just business. Diana knew the risks. She chose poorly. Your father's coming for you, I said. You know that, right? Walking into a trap. My father never loses, Katrina said confidently. He's been playing this game since before you were born. You think one night, one arrest changes anything? The network is bigger than Cole Industries. Bigger than the FBI. You cut off one head, 3 more grow back. That's a nice speech, I said. But you're still going to prison for the rest of your life. Maybe, Katrina agreed. Or maybe my father trades something valuable for my freedom. State secrets. Money. Other criminals. He's done it before. Not this time, I said. This time is different, Katrina said, her smile fading. This time you made it personal. You humiliated him publicly. Arrested his associates. Froze his assets. My father doesn't forget things like that, Julian. He'll come for you. For Daniel. For everyone you love. And when he does, you'll wish you'd taken the money and walked away when you had the chance. I stood to leave. Paused at the door. Tell your father I'm waiting, I said. And unlike Richard, I don't scare easily. Back in the command center, Frank was coordinating with multiple agencies. We have confirmation, he said. Private jet filed a flight plan from Moscow to Montreal. Passenger list shows Dmitry Volkov and 12 associates. When does it land? Daniel asked. 6 hours, Frank said. He'll cross into the U.S. illegally from Canada. We're setting up surveillance along every possible route. He won't come through normal channels, I said. He'll have a plan. Something we're not expecting. Frank nodded. Which is why we're evacuating you both to a secure facility until Volkov is in custody. No, I said immediately. He's coming for me. I need to be the bait. Absolutely not, Frank said. You're a civilian. This is a federal operation now. I'm the reason he's coming, I said. Use me. Set the trap. Let him think he's getting what he wants. Julian, Daniel started. Dad trusted me to finish this, I interrupted. I'm finishing it. With or without FBI approval. Frank looked at Daniel. Can you talk sense into him? I've known him 3 weeks, Daniel said. But I'm pretty sure nobody can talk sense into him when he's like this. Fine, Frank said reluctantly. But you follow orders. Exactly. No improvisation. No heroics. Scout's honor, I said. You were never a scout, Daniel pointed out. Details, I said. Outside, dawn was breaking over Manhattan. In 6 hours, Volkov would land in Canada. In 12, he'd be in the U.S. And somewhere in between, we'd catch him. Or he'd catch us. Either way, this ended tonight. My father's killer was in custody. The network was exposed. Now, all that remained was the man who'd ordered it all. Dmitry Volkov. And I was finally ready to face him.